So I guess I'm live. What's good, tribe? You know? So I'm testing out some new equipment, man. I have a tablet that I haven't used in ages. So I'm not going to what you see here just a test. This is just me testing out my setup. So what I want to do is I want to share something with y'all. There's a YouTube channel I follow religiously. My man at 23-in-1 or Lockdown 23-in-1. He does all prison content. Now, if any of you know, I spent about 12 years in prison, and the one thing that I've never done was talk about like my stay in prison. You know how I was, how long I was in there. I haven't did a real video about that, and I want to share what Lockdown 23-in-1 has to say. He actually talks about a young man who is who's in prison finna do time. Let me get over there. Let's start it.
If you're new to the channel and enjoy all things lockup and crime related, then this is where you want to be. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave, and check out my playlist with many more videos for you to start watching today. All right, first up, it looks like these two individuals are a little bit more than...
Now, let me give you a little context. This video he's doing is about prison is not for the weak. A lot of people assume that, especially like Michigan, state of Michigan isn't like doing time in the South or doing time on the West Coast, right? Or hell, doing time like in New York or like on the East Coast, right? But prison is prison, and one thing people don't understand is because prison is prison, prison will always be just prison. Like it's not like you go to one prison and especially here in the States, you go to one prison, the people are nicer than they are in other prisons. Prison is prison, especially in the States. Especially state prison. State prison is it's horrible because it's not like the feds where you may have a little more access to a few things. State prison, you don't have access to anything. And so he's talking about how prison isn't designed for the weak. And so we're gonna go back in here and give some more of my commentary. Let's get it.
Best friends, unless I got the wrong interpretation, which I highly doubt.
You want to see the tape? Because I give it fast. So he gonna record it. I need to repeat that. I thunder this 35%. Hey, I thunder this like a rat. I thunder this like never seen before. You ever seen Rambo Second Blood?
He said, you want to see me take it? Because I give it fast. I don't know exactly what that means, but by this guy popping out his dentures, then he shoot him off and popped his thumb in the mouth like there's a fresh layer of nacho cheese Doritos on it. Homeboy's preparing for date night. I'm here to tell y'all. Look, hombres, fellas.
That's a real thing, man. That's a real thing. Like, seriously, that's a real thing. There's some actual predators in prison, right? There are some actual predators in prison. Like, no joke. A great example of this is Fleece, what's his name? Fleece Johnson. That's a real dude. There's a guy when I was in prison, in state prison. This guy named Knockout. Knockout will knock you out and gobble you up. No bullshit. No lie, man. There's some real monsters in prison. A lot of people who think that prison is just whatever. No, there's some actual monsters in prison, and these videos are kind of hard to watch because these are actual, these are things that you actually see in prison. Like, legitimately things you see in prison, this is it. This is 100% it. And it's sad because this shouldn't be a thing. It is a thing, but it shouldn't be. Let's go on.
If you think you're going to be going to the penitentiary somewhere around, the South or the East Coast, you better get used to seeing these type of relationships. It's very common, man. And trust me, some of these guys, they will kill for their little prison wife. I'm not even playing. And look, I promise you, in many prisons across the country, you will soon see that some dudes would sleep with just about anything. It's a very dark world in prison.
You want to see the ticket? Because I give it fast. He said he gonna record it. I need this bitch like. You I thunder 35%. Hey, I thunder like a rat. Hey, I thunder this bitch like never seen before.
All right, next up, this clip's going to be a prime example of what kind of shenanigans can take place in prison. This white guy right here in the white shirt is about to get smacked with baby powder. And of course, I won't show the official smack. I don't show violence on this channel. I don't know how other channels get.
So there was a movie, and I think the actor was Omar Epps, and he was a pimp, and they called him Powder. And so when he would go around smacking his hoes, he put powder in his head, and that's what he did to smack his hoes. You know what, man? I'm laughing because you would assume that prison is some kind of like it's not real, but it is. Prison is 100% a real place, man. It really, truly is. And what's unfortunate is that this happens more than... Listen, I can't tell you how many times this happens in a week, in a day. This happens so often, it's not even funny. And I'm laughing because there was a guy who was in prison for touching babies. And as a matter of fact, his oldest victim was 10. His youngest victim was 1. And it was and everybody who goes to prison, everyone who goes to prison, they join some kind of gang or religious group for protection. This is a well-known thing. Across state prisons, federal prisons, this is the actual thing. And he was part of the Indians. He, because of what he was in there for, certain groups. Now, there is a code in prison. Let me say this first. There is a code in prison. Actual convicts don't associate with men who have cases like that because it frowns upon the men in the organization. Be it a gang, be it a racist group, even there's a group. You would say they have morals, but there is a group of like racists in prison here in Michigan anyway. They were called the Sons of something or other, and they were a white supremacist group. And they did not believe in associating with people who had SA cases. It's a real thing. And even though the guy who was in there for the SA was a white guy, that group was like, no, because having him around them then makes them look weak. And that's a code in prison that you just can't have. So to get back to what I'm talking about initially is there's this thing in prison where people go, well, you would assume that all prisoners are no. There's convicts, there's convicts, there's prisoners, there's inmates. I would assume that the longer you are in there, the more convict you become. Convict are those inmates who have a code and they hold themselves to that code. A convict will never, ever, ever attack an officer. There's no beef with an officer. I'm in prison for doing prison shit, right? My beef ain't with you. My beef ain't with the police. And typically convicts, they hold to that code. Inmates or prisoners are the ones who kind of teeter on the line, right? They understand the code, but they like to do the dumb shit the prisoners do. And then you have the prisoners, the guys who just come there and do their time and make it hard for everybody. Typically, convicts are the ones who have been in there, 5, 10, 15 years even. And the last thing they want to do is make their time in prison harder. So some of them are in there for the rest of their lives. Some are in there for 30, 40 years. They won't come home for another 10, 20 years. So they want to make their time as easy as possible. So I'm sorry. Let me get into the video.
away with it. But either way, I'm gonna add something in its place to give the clip a little bit more spice.
I love these dudes' videos. I don't laugh at that because now I don't know why they did that to him. More than likely, it's because he's Caucasian. More than likely, it's just to be honest. And I've never agreed with the whole prison life, prison ideology. It's even though I was in prison twice, like finally looking at myself and going, you know what, this ain't for me, man. This is insane. This is insane. Now I get it. Lockdown 23-1 show these videos to give you perspective. It is not a place. My live acting up. Okay, we're back. We're back.
All right, so the top comment to this video is, I feel so bad for him. I don't know why. This dude's doing it for money. I can almost guarantee it. You know how many times we paid someone to smack him with a shower shoe? Man, I've seen inmates pay guys.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. This is my first time seeing this video, so I don't know what's coming up next. I didn't know that. Okay. That's horrible. This is true. So oftentimes in prison, guys won't have like money. They won't have anybody to lean on, right? So to get money and or food, they'll do shit like this. Like, hey man, hey, let me slack you for $10. You know, guy away, okay, give me $10. Then they pay him $10. Then they'll set it up, right? My man will take a punch or he'll get smacked or whatever, right? There's a number of reasons. This is not something I would do, but I mean, have I seen this? For sure. Let's continue.
Is to lick the shower drain. Drink community bullet water. And what's a bullet? That's what we call the toilet. And the community one is the worst because nobody ever cleans it. At least in those hood blocks, right? Nobody's cleaning nothing but their own cell. And don't get me going on the Chico sticks. I'm here to tell you I've seen some crazy shenanigans in prison. And the reason why I'm saying he did it for money, look at his hand at the end. He's putting it out like, all right, come on, pay me, pay me. And like I said, he's already been through round one. Willingly, he didn't run. He stayed there. That's why I think he just did it for a little bit of cash. Man, I'm telling you, get hungry in that damn penitentiary. Dudes do anything for food sometimes. Someone also said in the comments he owed a big debt. I have to disagree, but it could be a possibility. But by his hand gesture to give him something.
The reason he would disagree with that, because if he owed a big debt, they want more. They either pay. They want two things. They want to get paid, and they want your nether regions, or they want you to get paid. There is no in between. So let's continue.
I'm after the fact, man. Chances are he probably give him a little roll up, Jaybird, couple white face honey buns, who knows? But you're in an authentic cell when you got a dysfunctional mirror. Make it look like you're in a fun house. All right, next up, looks like the same cell, new contestant. Johnny Red here probably just got back from chow the way his name tag's on the collar. And some people working in those prisons are tight about those IDs. But let's see what happens with this guy. Bobby, I need you again. I pay you good money. Don't talk back. Oh, no, he's rubbing the chin first. I do that to the Chihuahua.
Scoot over a little bit so he can.
I can't watch it. I can't watch it, y'all. I can't watch it. I can't do it no more. I can't do it no more, man. Shout out to my man 23 and Run. Yeah, I can't do it, man. I can't do it, bro. I can't I would like to give me a second. I would like to. Okay, give me a second. All right, let's see. Stop sharing. All right. I would like to to give a little more context, but that's hard for me to watch, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's hard for me to watch. Let me get in here real quick. All right. Let me find something else. There's another video I want to show y'all real quick. Give me a second. All right, give me a second. It may start talking. So we're gonna go. We're gonna watch another video of my man Lockdown 23-1, and we're going to we're gonna do another reaction to his video. Hey, give me a second. Let me change that up a little bit, y'all. Let me change this up a little bit. We'll go here. Okay.
Channel before. A judge having regrets about a past decision he made when it comes to this defendant. It is definitely a crazy turn of events. So let's get right into it. If you enjoy all things lockup and crime related, then this is where you want to be. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave, and check out my playlist with many more videos for you to start watching today.
Your Honor, this is docket number 23-11116FC, People v. Vincente Mansfield, is represented by Attorney Jason Jansma, Travis Early on behalf of the people. Your Honor, the people have had the ability to review the pre-sentence report and information, as well as guidelines that do apply to one of the charges. We have no additions or corrections to that. And at the appropriate time, there are two victim representatives that would like to address the court. Thank you.
Very well, thank you. And Mr. Jansma, would you place your appearance?
As we watch this, I want y'all to think about something real quick. Michigan courtrooms, so the jail, you actually have to go from the jail to the courthouse. All right, so it's not like that you're already in jail and they bring you to no, you actually travel from the jail to the courthouse. Sometimes, and this is 20 some years ago for me. Last time I was in prison was like 2007, 8, right? So almost 15, almost 20 years for me. Then like 17 years. And so back then you actually had to go from the jail to the you went from the jail to the actual courthouse where they are currently. So the door behind the officer you see in the shot, that's the door that goes to the lockup. So when they transport prisoners from jail to the courthouse, that's the back way. And then they go from that door. There's several different doors. Then there's an elevator that goes down to the basement and escorts them out of the building. So the likelihood of you escaping from this situation is slim to none, right? And I just want to point that out because a lot of people say, well, how come he gets on escape? How come, right? So they've actually improved their level of security. And this is back 20 years ago. I don't even know what it's like now. So back 20 years ago, it was literally impossible to see anybody before you got sentenced. They put you in this little tank that was like a little 3x5 kind of cell, and it was just you. And it's cramped. You're sitting down or standing up, depending on what you choose to do. But I just want to bring that to your attention. Let's get back to the video.
On the record, please.
Jason Jansma on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Mansfield.
Very good. And as a preliminary matter, Mr. Mansfield, I did receive your improper motion for a new trial. That is denied. I do have a copy of the order that I will submit to you at this time. And Mr. Jansma, I did receive initially word that you objected to the PSI as it did not contain guidelines.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, man. My goal of this was just to test this equipment out, to see how it worked, to see if it was even worth using. I like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream and end the stream. Boom.